So good evening, everyone, and welcome to Life Group. I suspect that this is the week that a lot of you have been waiting for as we're talking about singleness and dating, which can be a very interesting topic. And we know that there is a lot out there that's said on the subject. There's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of movies that kind of talk around this idea of singleness and dating and how to go about that. I know for me, I've come across some books, read some of them. Some of them I've just seen the cover and kind of just avoided. There's some books out there. The one is called I Kissed Dating Goodbye. And the way you feel that your dating experience have gone, you feel that dating has kissed you goodbye, so don't really read that book. And then there's other books like Dateable, which talks about how do I just date casually without getting hurt. So casual in such a way that if the relationship ends, then I don't have to leave it with hurt. Or my favorite book is How to Avoid Falling in Love with a Jerk. And for some of you ladies out there, you feel like you could have written that book yourself. There's also another book out there called The 5 Love Languages, and for some of you are very disappointed to find out that sarcasm isn't actually one of them. And we find that there are so many questions out there around this dating thing, around the singleness thing. You know, is there the one? What if there's not the one? What if every male and every female get together and we find out there's leftover females? Like, is there no one intended for them? Does it talk about dating in the Bible? How do I date in a biblical way? Is it even a biblical concept? Is there the right person? How do I go about finding this right person? Should I just be able to friend zone everyone? Everyone that I meet, should I just be like, hey friend, and just keep them there the whole time? Or how do I go about going for a coffee without treating it as a marriage proposal? And how do I navigate my way through this season of singleness? I find that at times I haven't done so well with this thing. So I find myself as a single asking these questions. How can I do this season of my life well in such a way that honors God and really sets me up well? I find often or hear about couples, married couples going for counseling, and what actually comes out in those sessions is it's not necessarily marriage problems, but problems that these people have carried throughout most of their life. While they're still single, before they even knew each other, they had these problems that they didn't deal with, and they came together and they got married, and then they had these problems, and they thought they were marriage problems. Meanwhile, they were just two single people having single problems coming together and getting married. How do we go about singleness now so that we deal with some of this stuff now, we get some things right in our life now, so that when we get into a relationship, we're not dealing with all this other stuff that we're carrying along the way? How do we get to do this season well? Because singleness, we believe, is a gift. And it's a time that God can take and mold us and shape us and really form us into who He wants us to become. We know there's a lot to say about this subject, and this conversation can go in many different ways, but we've kind of given you a few questions that we're trusting will help steer you on a path or give you some kind of direction so that you can do singleness well, and it will set you up well for one day when you have a relationship, but for the most part, enjoy it for what it is in this time that God has given us. So for the first question, we're kind of giving you guys a platform as if you had the stage at Olive Tree. If you had a little soapbox moment to chat to other singles of the opposite sex, what would you say to them about how they could act differently, or what they could say differently, or just what they could do differently in general? And so we're giving you that opportunity with this first question. Guys, we hope that you have a great evening, that you enjoy chatting through this topic, and you enjoy the subject at hand. All the best.